Hello and welcome back to Corona Coaching. This is Joel Howley reporting from Australia. First up we have Susan, and Susan is a sit skier. I would absolutely love to do more disabled coaching, so if you've got videos, send them through. I definitely don't know what I'm talking about with disabled skiing. I've seen a fair bit of it, but I really can't claim to be an expert, so I called in someone that is an expert, Bushy Brown. Bushy's been very good to me throughout my whole career, and Bushy actually builds sit skis. He was the world overall champion in the one arm division, even though he has two arms, one of them just kind of hangs around, doesn't do a whole lot. And as well as winning the overall division, he won jump as an individual event. So Bushy has seen a lot of sit skiing. He really knows what he's talking about. And when I spoke to Bushy, we come up with sort of three main points. We need you, Susan, I know it's tricky, the equipment's often pretty expensive, but we would love you to get a bigger ski. It just looks a bit too small for you. As well as that, I think increasing the speed, or Bushy thinks, increasing the speed by 2 miles per hour would also help you. And I definitely agree with Bushy on that one. And then as far as technique goes, Bushy said, we need you to keep your shoulder down. And I definitely agree with what Bushy's saying here. And just to sort of further explain what that means, we're talking about your back shoulder. So that's the one closest to the water, okay? If you're cutting this way, we're talking about this shoulder, and what we want to see is for it to drive down and you to carry far more load through this back arm, okay? And when you get all that working, it's going to close you off, it's going to engage the front of the ski, it's going to have a whole heap of beneficial consequences, but the main thing is to just get that shoulder down close to the water. It's really going to have a big impact, and I think you're accelerating quite well here, Susan. I feel like you understand the basic concept that getting that shoulder engaged is going to equal more speed. But what I'm seeing is when you get over the first wake, there's a zone where you sort of resettle yourself prior to re-engaging that shoulder. I know it's tricky, but what I see from the elite level sit skiers is that, yes, they have a huge issue with crossing these wakes because they can't, in any case, absorb them at all, really. You'll see some that have abs try and absorb it with your abs, but you don't have the knees to sort of bring it in and out across the wake. So the wakes do cause a lot of bouncing once you've cleared them, regardless of how well you've cut through them. But what the elite sit skiers do is, while the ski is bouncing, as everything's resettling, they keep that shoulder engaged. I really think that's the difference. When you try and get over the wake and then resettle yourself prior to engaging that shoulder, you've lost way too much ground, and it's really tricky to actually get that shoulder to re-engage. So the trick is to keep it engaged while the ski bounces. Don't worry about the bounces. Even if keeping the shoulder down and engaged causes the ski to bounce more, that's okay. Just ride through the bounces and worry about keeping that shoulder engaged as much as you can. That's where you're going to get your speed. The turns look quite good here, Susan. Hopefully that helps. I'm going to put some photos up here of some of Australia's best skit skiers. We've got some absolute guns. Jason Sleep is a world champion. Scott Wintel's got the jump and trick world records. Belinda Sidman and Sam Bell are also pretty unbelievable with what they do. But yeah, if I can get a good photo of Jason up here, he leans so hard his face is nearly in the water. So I mean, that is what we're going for. And if it's the right photo, I've seen some pretty good ones, so I should be able to find a nice one. He's carrying so much load through that back shoulder. I feel like when I watch him ski, that's his #1 ticket as to whether he gets a good pass in or a bad pass in. I've also seen Daryl Hoyle ski quite a lot. Sleepy, if you're watching this, mate, and you've got some comments on Susan's skiing, put them down below and I'll send it on to her. Alrighty crew, cheers for watching. I'll do another one of these tomorrow, so keep the videos coming. Dropbox link in the comments if you want me to coach your skiing.